For those employers that want to be compliant, my advice is think of it as a compliance program. It's just not a form. You ask a couple questions, you fill out the form, you throw it in the folder. A robust compliance program requires a lot. It requires, one, training of the people filling out the I-9 form. A lot of companies get in trouble. They have the night manager, someone that's not familiar, someone who hasn't gone through any kind of I-9 training, filling out the I-9 forms. They're checking boxes, they're taking photocopies, they're not dating it, it's thrown in a folder, we've complied with the law. That's where they get into trouble and they get fines for sloppy paperwork and missing things. It is something that needs to be complied with, and there's a lot of companies out there that set up compliance programs. There's a lot of information out there. So one, absolutely training. Two, have a secondary review system. Many employers that we've investigated criminally had one corrupt person who was not only the person that hired it, they filled out the I-9, they retained the I-9, they handled the payroll, they did everything. And in any kind of system like that where there can be a vulnerability, if there's one person there and no one else reviewing it, have a secondary review of counsel. Have outside auditors come in, do an audit to ensure that there isn't any corruption, internal corruption going on. Third area, outside auditors. You have your taxes done by outside auditors, you have your books done by outside auditors. I-9s are no different than that. You may roll the dice and hope that ICE or Department of Labor or OSC doesn't come knocking at your door, but when they do, it's usually too late at that point. The I-9s are done, they can't be corrected. You're looking at fines for either technical violations, substantive violations, or for anti-discrimination provisions if you're not implementing those requirements of the I-9 properly, like asking certain individuals for more documentation than another one. A common mistake is employers saying, I must see your driver's license and social security card. That's illegal. You can get fined for that. It's up to the employee to pick which documents they want to present as long as it complies with the form. So training, having a compliance program, having an outside auditor are three very simple things to do. And I do think joining E-Verify is a great part of it. It's not a huge part of the process. It doesn't take that long to do on hiring. And it is a little further assurance that even if you aren't compliant, it will filter out those fraudulent documents.